What's good, everybody? I'm BPC and welcome to Competitive Origins MMA. Well, Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare Usman, is set to defend his UFC Welterweight Championship belt against Jorge Gamebred Masvidal at UFC 261. Now, apparently, COVID does not exist in Jacksonville, Florida, because the UFC is going to stick 15,000 spectators in the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena on April 24th. Now, this will actually be the first UFC event since COVID that the UFC isn't going to have any capacity limits. Now, the UFC did put on 3 fights at Fight Island recently, and they did have a capacity limit, but this time they're doing away with that. Now, this will also be the first event in the US that's actually going to allow fans. Now, I know UFC 259 and 260 are going to have fans, 2 to be exact for each one, but they have to win a contest in order to get those seats. In this situation, you're going to be able to purchase 15,000 seats if you so choosing so. But one thing the UFC is going to require of all the spectators appearing for the card is that they subscribe and click the notification bell to Competitive Origins MMA. And if you haven't done so at home, guys, I suggest you do the same. And don't forget to hit the like button on this video. Now, a lot of people feel that the Kamaru Usman and Jorge Masvidal fight the first time around just wasn't that competitive. Now, Jorge has always stated that this fight was on late notice and that he didn't have a lot of time to prepare. And had he done that, he would have actually won the fight. Now, if you recall, in the first fight, Gamebred fought at a frantic pace, but he was landing a lot of kicks, he was throwing a lot of punches, and landing a lot of knees, basically outstriking Kamaru through the first round. But what was quite surprising to me was the fact that the judges, 2 out of the 3 judges, scored round 1 in favor of Kamaru. And that, like I said, worries me because is this going to lead Kamaru to think that all I need to do is clinch with this guy and I'm going to seal the deal? Now, that's exactly what he did rounds 2 through 5. He controlled the fight, had the clinch going on, landed some body shots through an elbow there, and landed, the highest amount of foot stomps in UFC history. Well, I'm not quite sure about that, but he did land a ton of foot stomps. Now, the question is would the fight have been different if Jorge was in better condition? Would there be a different result? Because obviously he did excellent at defending the takedown. Takedown defense was on point, but he had trouble when it came to the clinch. Kamaru just loved to clinch with him, and Jorge had to fight in spurts and then break out of the clinch. But he'd be in the clinch for quite some time being controlled. Now, the question also being posed out there is Kamaru striking. He fought Colby Covington, striking the whole fight, and then he also defended his title successfully again against Gilbert Burns, in which he debuted his lovely jab, which put Gilbert down on his butt. So the question is will he repeat these striking performances against Gamebred, or will he go back to what he knows is going to work, which is the clinch? Now, one thing I say they have to be aware of, or I should say the referee needs to be aware of, is the headbutts. Kamaru landed 2 significant headbutts against Gamebred, and it lacerated him in 2 separate areas. So this has to be brought to his attention. He needs to be warned because we can't allow this to continue on. It might be part of his fighting style, but at the end of the day, they are illegal, and it definitely, looks good in favor of him with the judges when the judges see him lacerated and they go, okay, well, he must have landed strikes in order to cut Jorge. It's not the headbutts, It just doesn't look good. Plus, the blood can get in Jorge's eyes, and it could definitely change the way the fight goes. But I definitely think the referee needs to have a discussion with Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare Usman, prior to the fight and during the fight to avoid these pretty destructive headbutts. Go to the comment section below and let me know what you guys think about this fight. Are you excited about this fight, or do you see it ending up just as the first fight did? A slow burn, a grinding out. Do you see Jorge having better conditioning to where he could fight off the clinch and continue to strike with Usman? Do you see Usman deciding that, hey, I actually want to strike this time around with Jorge and actually strike it out? Or do you think, like I said, he's just going to clinch him and grind it out? Anything is definitely possible. in the octagon. Go to competitiveorigins.com, type in promo code MMA98 so you can get this Competitive Origins, whatever it takes, t-shirt. Thank you for tuning in today, guys. I'm BPC, and remember, you've been competing since conception, whether you're competing against yourself or others. Competitive Origins.